time of the year. We're going to talk about stress and how to control stress. So this is what I'm going to do today. We're going to do a bunch of things. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you my library of different exercises, stretches, and breathing techniques to help you get rid of stress. All right. The second thing that we're going to do is I'm going to show you 2 different breathing techniques, each with its own set of benefits, and I'm going to explain to you which benefits goes with what. And the third thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about different energy drills that will help you shift your focus, right? Because that's what we want to do. We want to shift our focus. Instead of focusing on things that stress us, we want to take a second and shift our focus. That will help you get rid of stress so your mind can rest and then your body can refresh, all right? So that's what we're going to do today. And there's nothing better than movement to really change that focus. So that's what we're going to do today. What I want to do is I want to remind you what happens when we are stressed, right? What are the muscles that are involved when you're stressed? What are the muscles that get super tight? Well, we got the neck muscles, and you know, everybody's different, but for most people, the neck muscles, because we're constantly in this position, right? We have the trap muscle. The trap muscle, the trapezius muscle, are the ones on the top right here, close to the neck. So it's normal that those ones would also get tight. We have the back muscles that get tight also. The diaphragm, right? When we're stressed, our breathing changes, right? We have more, you know, short and shallow breathing, and that affects those muscles of the diaphragm. So that's why I'm going to show you those 2 different breathing techniques that will help you with that. And also the hip flexors. You have to remember that stress is a mechanism, right? It's the fight or flight. It's part of the fight or flight mechanism. So all those muscles that will help you run away, like the hip flexors, will get tight. And then you add on to the fact that you sit all day. So those muscles are going to be super, super tight, especially when you're stressed. And also the muscles. Again, these are muscles that are part of the fight or flight muscles. So that's why those muscles are going to get tight. And they also contribute to blood circulation. So I'm going to show you a good drill on that one. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with some neck stretches, okay? So I'm going to take over here, pretending that I'm at a desk. So here's one good stretch that really will help get rid of all the stress that is carried on the neck, okay? Very simple. It's just a tilt to the side. So do it with me over here so you can feel the benefits of it. Tilt to the side, hold it there about 2 to 3 seconds. 1, 2, bring it back, and then do the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, and bring it back, okay? So this is a great stretch that really kind of alleviates the tension on the side of the neck. Again, that's where we carry a lot of our stress, on the neck, on the back, on the traps. So this is a great way to really take care of those of that stress right here, okay? You want to repeat that about 5 times per side with about a 2-second hold on each stretch. The idea is not to go as far as possible. The idea is to just tilt the head to the side just enough to get that stretch. And people are different. Some people could go low, some people not as low. Just follow what the body dictates, all right? Now, another good one is a shoulder roll, all right? So all you have to do is just roll. I'm going to show you from this angle over here so you could see better the movement. So you bring your shoulders to your ears, and then you do nice circles. And you could do about 10 of those on one direction, and then 10 in the other direction, okay? Keep those arms as straight as possible. We're not doing this. We're not rowing a boat. We're keeping the arms straight, and we're just kind of rolling those shoulders, making sure that you get, again, the movement in that area that is super stressed, that tightens up. And when that tightens up, what happens is it'll affect everything, right? It'll affect your neck muscles again, then that will go into your head, then you get headaches, things like that. All you want to do is really relax those muscles, and movement will help with that relaxation. All right, another one is called a shoulder blade squeeze. Let me show you. I'm going to come closer to the camera so you can see it. So what you want to do is you want to have your arms close to your body, just like that, elbows close, all right? Now what you want to do is you want to bring those elbows back and squeeze those shoulder blades. Imagine if you had a pen in the middle of your shoulder blades right here, and what you're trying to do is squeeze it so that pen stays stuck in your shoulder blades, okay? So you push it back, you hold it there, 2 seconds, 1, 2, and release. 1, 2, and release, and the whole time you're keeping those elbows close. We're not doing this, we're keeping those elbows close, we're bringing it back, and that will help, again, stress affects the neck, it affects the shoulders, the back. So that's a great way to really kind of work those muscles that get super tight around the spine. Okay, you want to repeat that about 5 times with, again, a little hold. So we're not going quick like this. You hold, release, hold, release. All right, 2-second hold and release. You want to repeat that about 5 times. All right, so I talked about the traps. The traps are those muscles right here, and then they go down the spine as well, and they stop like right around the middle of the spine. So a good stretch for this is this one. I'm going to show it to you sitting down. So you're gonna kind of drop one arm. This is my right arm. I'm dropping it. Then what I'm doing is I'm putting my left hand on my right side, and then I'm just tilting the head back. Okay, so we're mixing basically the first stretch that we did with just an arm drop over here, and that will open up that stretch. Try it with me over here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And you should feel a good stretch on the side. Perfect. And then do the same thing on the other side. So you drop that arm, and then you tilt to the opposite side, just like that. And do it again over here. And you want to repeat that about 5 times per side, and that will help get rid of that stress that is accumulated. Because again, when you're stressed, we tend to hold our shoulders up like this, right? You're like this. You don't think about it, but that's what happens. So those muscles get super, super tight, and they stay this way the whole time you're stressed, which usually lasts for maybe a day or a few days. What we want to do is we want to kind of drop those shoulders, and at the same time, we want to stretch this whole area. So we're getting from the ear, like the bottom of the head, down to right here. That's what we're stretching by doing this. All right. So this is a great stretch that really will get the upper traps. Again, the trap starts from here, and then it goes down into the middle of the back. So that will really get rid of that stress that is trapped right here. All right. So now let's focus. I want to focus a little bit more in the middle of the back. Okay. Again, the stress is in the neck, shoulders, back. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go into a prayer position kind of position right here, hands together, or you can have your fist closed like this. All you're going to do is twist on one side. Hold it there 2 seconds. 1, 2, bring it back together, and then do the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, and back. So all we're doing is we're kind of opening up the back muscles in this plane of motion. Okay? Back muscles tighten up. What we want to do is we want to open them up. It's logical. So again, keep the hips square. So we're not following. See what I'm doing right here? I'm following my twist. You don't want to do that. You want to keep the leg straight, and then just twist right here, bring it back, and do the same thing on the other side. You should feel a good stretch. If you're doing it with me, you could feel that right now, and that's a great stretch. And I'm telling you, you do that a couple of times a day, your stress levels will automatically go down, okay? And this, I'm not talking about breathing techniques yet. I'm going to show that with you. I'm just talking about just movement of your body. It'll release the stress, all right? So that's a great way to get the back muscles to lengthen. Now, another great one is a cat-cow. Now, we've seen this one on the floor. I'm going to remind you how it's done. So if you go on the floor, this is a cat-cow. You drop your hips, and you round your hips also as you breathe out. So you take a deep breath in, and then you exhale right here. But since we're in an office, what I'm going to show you is how you do it at a desk. So this is what we're going to do. You're going to put your hands on your knees right here. You're going to bring those shoulders back and bring that kind of chest out. Take a deep breath as you do that. And then release, rounding that back. And then do it again. So this is a great way to, again, release those muscles in the back. The back muscles are always tightened when you're stressed. And this is a great way to release it. You want to repeat that about 5 times. It'll take you 30 seconds. But I'm telling you, that stress will go down just like that. And that's something that you can repeat throughout the day, right? You could do 5 reps like in the morning, then around lunchtime, do another 5. It's, again, 30 seconds, but it makes a huge difference, and it doesn't allow the stress to stay in your body. It'll get rid of it. All right. Another great stretch is a forward lean. This is how it looks like. You're just going to go forwards, lean, bring those arms forward, and bring it back. So imagine you're trying to reach for something that's really, really forward, really far away from you, forward, and bring it back, just like that, okay? You wanna repeat it about 5 times, hold it there, 1, 2, and back, just like that. And that's a great way to get, especially the lower back. You can also go down towards the floor if you wanna go a little deeper, just like that. So that's another great stretch for the lower back, which is also a muscle group that is affected by stress, but this is also a fantastic one. Just lean as far as possible, okay? So these are great stretches for the back. Now, I told you about the calves being a muscle that gets super, super tight. Again, when you're stressed, it's a response to the fight or flight, okay? What happens normally, like, back in the day when you were in danger, you had the chance, you had the choice between running away from danger or staying and fighting. That's why it's called the fight or flight, right? But now our stress stays with us constantly, and that affects our bodies in bad ways. So one of the ways that affects our bodies is obviously our blood circulation. It's not optimum. So what you could do right here is do some calf raises, just like that. The calves are pumps. So by doing this kind of motion, you're mimicking kind of walking, right? And that pushes the blood back up to the heart from the legs, and that promotes blood circulation. But also, like I said, since they're part of the fight or flight, those muscles will get tight because your body's prepping you to run away from danger, right? So this is a great way to get those muscles to activate. And you could do about 10 repetitions. Again, how long did it take me? It took me 20 seconds to do, but it will make a huge difference. Now, you could also go and walk around, but if you're crunched for time and you're at your desk, you could even do it during a phone call, during a meeting, when you're on the computer. This is a great way to get those calves to activate. Okay, you get 2 benefits: you get blood circulation, better blood circulation, and also you get those muscles to kind of loosen up a little bit. All right. Now, I mentioned another muscle group that gets affected by stress, and that's the hip flexors. What are the hip flexors? These are those muscles that are right here from right around the hip. Okay. Now, those muscles get tight for 2 reasons. One, because we're sitting all day, right? So when you're sitting, you're shortening those muscles. Those muscles shorten and they get tight. The second reason is stress. What happens when we're stressed again? They get all those muscles around the hips, around the legs to prep you to run. So they tighten up, right? So what we want to do is we want to loosen it up. Here's a great stretch for this. So for this one, you need a chair like mine, for example, a chair that's not on wheels or that doesn't kind of recline. So this is a great way to open it up. You're going to lean right here. I'm going to go a little more back so you can see the whole thing. You're going to put one knee. You're going to bring it back all the way back, just like that. So now I feel that stretch. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tilt my body to the side, right here. Okay? So now I'm opening this whole area as well as right here. I'm going to show you another stretch for this one. But this is a great way to really get that stretch. Bring it back and do the same thing again on the other side. Again on the sides, and you want to repeat that 5 times. Then, obviously, you got to do the other side because one side will get jealous. So you put your knee on the floor, just like that. Then you bring it back as far as it could go, and then you get that side tilt. Bring it back, bring the knee in, and then repeat again. And that's a great way to lengthen those muscles because, again, they get tight because of 2 different reasons. One, because you're sitting. I mean, you could sit right here. When you're sitting, your muscle is shortened. And when you stand up, those muscles that are shortened try to stretch, but they can't because they're short. So then your walking is a little different. You get super tight. It tilts your hips this way. That affects your back. So you get a bunch of, like, it trickles to a bunch of different problems once those muscles are tight. This is a great way to do it. It's very easy. Another great way, if on the floor, is basically it mimics this one right here, right? So we've seen this one before. This is what I'm doing, but on the chair at work, but you could also do it on the floor. So you would hold it, release, hold it, release, back and forth, just the same way I did it on the chair. which is what you want to do at the office. All right. So that was a great stretch for the back muscle. So now what I want to do is I want to teach you two different breathing techniques. Again, when we're stressed, we might not know it, we might not pay attention to it, but our breathing goes like this, more of that, right? Because our diaphragm muscle, like I said, gets affected, like it gets compressed. We're not breathing properly, and that gets, the stress that stays longer in our body. So what we want to do is we want to get rid of that. We want to re-educate our body to breathe properly. So here are the two techniques that I want to show you. The first technique is called the breathing in 4. Okay, breathing in 4, number 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in at a count of 4. So we're going to go 2, 3, 4. As I'm inhaling, I'm going to hold it for the count of 4. 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to exhale on a count of 4. Okay, let's do it with me. Try it with me a couple of times, and then you'll feel what I'm talking about. So you want to breathe in and count to 4 on the way in. Go for it. Hold it and exhale. All right. So basically what that does, it re-educates your body how to breathe properly. All right. And the benefits that comes with that is it calms your nervous system. By using that technique, it calms your nervous system. It also improves your focus and your mental clarity. Also, it balances your oxygen levels and it reduces stress. Very, very simple. Okay. Every couple of hours, put an alarm to remind you, whatever it takes, put an alarm and do that 4. It's very easy. That breathing in 4 technique, it really, really works. All you have to do is breathe in a count of 4, hold it for 4, and then release it for 4. So you're not going fast. You're not going right, because then you're bringing back your body into what it is, which is stress. What you want to do is you want to get away from those shallow breathing and go into those deeper breathing. So your body gets re-educated with that, and that will bring everything down, all that stress level down. All right. So that's the breathing in 4. There's another technique. There's another breathing technique, and one is not better than the other. This is something that you could do back and forth. One day you use this one, another day you use the other one. It's called the 4-7-8 method. Okay, 4-7-8. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to inhale for 4. Okay, I'm going to hold it for 7. And then I'm going to exhale on 8. Just like that. The 4-7-8 technique. You breathe in for 4, you hold it for 7, and then you exhale for 8. The benefits of that, it improves relaxation. All right. When you do that, it really helps with relaxation. Lowers your heart rate and your blood pressure. Proven. It lowers your heart rate and your blood pressure. It also helps you sleep better, and it also kind of helps you wind down. So this is a great technique if you want to do maybe later on during the day, before you're done with work or before you go to bed, because that will help you sleep better. It'll help you wind down, and then you'll wake up fresher. Okay. So it's called the 4-7-8 technique. So we saw 2 techniques. The first technique was the breathing in 4, where you breathe in for 4, you hold it for 4, and then you exhale for 4. The second one was the 4-7-8, where you breathe in for 4, you hold it for 7, and then you exhale for 8. All right. And again, they have both different benefits, but both are great. And you could mix them together or do them in different times during the day. Like I said, the second one is better for winding down, for better sleep. So you could use that one before you go to bed. Okay. All right. Another great breathing technique is a shoulder release breath. This is how it looks like. You're going to breathe in, you're going to inhale, lifting your shoulders all the way up, and then exhale, bring your shoulders down. Just like that. Okay. So you breathe in, bringing in those shoulders, and then as you exhale, you bring those shoulders down. There's not a count when it comes to breathing. Just do it slow. It's not a just like that, because then you go back into the stress mode. What you want to do is nice and slow. As far as you can go, you can inhale, and then as far as you can exhale. Okay, so that again will get rid of that stress that you carry in your shoulders, because again, when you are stressed, we don't feel it, but our shoulders are up. We're in that position. What you want to do is you want to kind of relax and kind of get your mind to focus on, hey, I want to be here, not here, right? So that will help a lot with that. Another technique or another stretch, also using a breathing technique, is this one. It's more of a oblique kind of thing. So you breathe in, bring your arms up, just like that, and then exhale on the side, just like that. Bring it down. Take a deep breath again, and then exhale on this way. So what we're doing right now is we're improving our posture. Okay, I'm going to do it sitting down. We're improving our posture by bringing those arms up, stretching those intercostal muscles. The intercostal muscles are muscles in your ribs, okay? And you're also stretching the oblique muscles, which are the muscles on the side of your core right here. So take a deep breath. Again, no count, just right here, and exhale until you can't exhale anymore. Bring it back in the starting position. Right here, and in this position right here. Okay, so these are those the breathing techniques that I wanted to show you. Now, what I want to show you is I want to share with you some energy and focus booster exercises. Okay, these are basically movements that will kind of energize you. They will help you kind of get your oxygen going, your blood to circulate, and that will lower your blood pressure. It'll lower your stress levels, because again, what really matters is movement. As soon as you move your body, stress levels go down. Okay, and if you add the breathing to it and the movement, you have a magical combination. So an easy thing to do is shoulder rotations. You're at your desk every kind of couple hours. Just stop everything, do some shoulder rotations, and then do them on the other side. Okay, just like that. Again, it just gets rid of all that stress that we're holding in your upper body. Another one is a speed bag. Okay, like a boxer. Basically, you could do it with a little twist. So we get that twist motion going on, just like that. Okay. And again, you could do that for time. You put a timer for 30 seconds, for example. All right. Or you do it for like, 25 twists. 1, 2, 3, so forth. You do 25 of those, or for time, you choose whatever works for you better. But as long as you move your body, it'll make a big difference. Another one for the core, a bicycle. All right. So you're again, the chair is very important because you don't want to go back or you'll flip over. You could just do a bicycle. All right. So this again is a movement, but it also will get your core activated. This is a great way to really get core muscles fired up, not being on the floor. This is a great way. You could do it holding the chair or having your arms above your head, just like that. Okay. Again, this is something you could do for time, or you could do it for 25 reps, whatever works for you, as long as you keep that body in motion. The next one, another one for core, knee to elbows, just like that. All right. So this is a great core exercise, but it's also a great movement that will get your heart rate going, that will get your blood pressure down, that will get your stress levels down. Okay. Because when you are stressed, there's nothing better than movement and breathing. Good, just like that. Again, you could do it for time, or you could do it for the amount of reps. And the other one that I want to show you is just running in place. Just do this. All right, feels good. It's easy, and you could still do it while you're on a phone call or on a writing an email, something like that. But I would do it just tell yourself, you know what? I'm going to take 15 seconds and I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to reshift my focus on something else. You do this, it'll get your heart rate going, and it also will lower your stress levels. All right. So basically, what we did today is, a library of different movements, very easy movements. You don't have to leave your chair. You could do them right there at the office. You could also do them at home, but you don't need any equipment. And these are proven they will help you control your stress levels. Okay. Again, it's the combination of movement, the combination of breathing that will really help you do that. So again, we talked about stretches for the neck. Okay, the side stretch, this one right here with the 2-second hold. We did some shoulder rolls. What we did also is a shoulder blade squeeze right here. We did some upper traps where we drop the arm and we just stretch this muscle so you get the whole muscle to open up. We did some spinal twist over here where we twisted, where we got that kind of back muscles to loosen up. We did some forward reaches. These are all great exercises, and the 2 breathing techniques, these are all great exercises that really will help you with your stress levels.